In 2001, MTN brought mobile phones to war in Uganda, changing the communication landscape forever. People who had never even used landlines before were suddenly introduced to technology that allowed them to share ideas and opinions over vast distances from wherever they were. In 2012, it was time to introduce something else equally world-changing that many of us take for granted on a daily basis: access to the internet. The question we had to answer was, how do you convince the most rural country in Africa that the internet can be useful to them? How can you want something you don't understand? Put simply, we had to introduce the internet to Ugandans and show them how it could change their lives. We informed them that the United Nations, whose headquarters are based in Uganda, had declared the internet was a human right, along with water, food, and shelter. We then gave this right to the Ugandan people for free. More precisely, every Ugandan with an MTN SIM card gets 10 megs of data free every month.
Fellow Ugandans, the United Nations has declared that access to the internet is a universal human right, along with access to water and food. Like the UN, we believe that every Ugandan should enjoy this right. We believe that access to information, education, and improved communication through the internet will build this great nation. And it is because of what we so strongly believe that we are giving every single MTN customer 10 megabytes of free data on their mobiles. And everyone can start experiencing it now.
It might not sound like a lot to most people, but if you consider the entire works of Shakespeare take less than 5 megs of space, 10 megs could bring a wealth of essential information from farming tips, health advice, and even textbooks. We carefully selected our media spaces and then, as simply as possible, explained what the internet could mean to someone who had never experienced it before. We didn't just bring the internet to the masses. We brought them access to knowledge, to education, life-saving medical advice, and the wonder of instant global communication. The results speak for themselves.
MTN, everywhere you go.